have a red light start. The red lights go on and they go off and we are racing. And the front row getting away side by side, and it's the pole position driver, Ralph Martin, who gets the inside line and off along the Dragon Straight. We've got a couple of karts off there.
Oh, the 11, is that the 77 of Nico
That's
Moham?
Nico Moham, yeah.
Yeah. Now, of course, you've got Ollie West will have already had experience. I mean, Ollie West doing double duty. I'm just looking there. He would have been out on the circuit earlier on for the Como Bambino class, and so he'll be a little bit. He's there in third position at the moment.
More tuned into the track.
But yeah,
the track's different though.
The track is different, yeah. But I mean, in terms of but it has gone colder.
Has it?
It has cooled down slightly. Still got a mixture of blue sky and light cloud overhead.
Oh, there's
side
a move.
by side.
Yeah, there's a move from Felix Standy. He's certainly got his dad's genes flowing through his veins, hasn't he?
Have a look at
this great move, opportunist move there. Out to the outside went Ralph Martin, and Felix Standy didn't need an invite, did he? Didn't need a written invite for that gap and went through it as you would expect. And he leads across the line to lead on lap 1.
Yes, now he defends. And he's going to get freight train because everybody's gone to the outside line. Look at them lining up like at Talladega or Daytona in a NASCAR race. They pick a lane and round the outside. That's going to be Martin's going to emerge in front. Great shot. Love that. And yeah, it's Martin in the lead. Tandy back to second. And it was just, like you said, M25. Sometimes, when you can see the traffic slowing down, you've got to pick a lane. Yeah. And you've got to hope that your lane moves faster than the other lane. And that time it did.
There's 67, Henry Hills down the inside of Ollie West into the carousel. I really love that corner. Downhill entry to it. The leader, though, Ralph Martin, is ahead of Felix Tandy. Is he going to do it again?
Oh,
wow. 3 wide.
Oh,
and Tandy off onto the grass. He's going to rejoin. He's going to rejoin and then slot in where he left off. And he's not going to lose. He has lost a few places there as Felix Tandy. And that was a coming together of drivers there. And I've got to say, the racecraft on these youngsters is absolutely phenomenal there. And there was nothing deliberate there, Henry. That was a racing incident, in my opinion.
And that was instinct took over. Felix Tandy, he realised, if I try and turn in, I'm going to take everybody out, so I'm going to channel my inner Martin Skanker or John Welch or Will Gollop.
Or Nick Tandy.
Or go over the grass.
He's in a Nick Tandy.
Channel my rallycross driver and rejoin. But
he did a really cracking job there. That has left the number 67 of Henry Hills off and away and into the lead and leading this race going into lap 3.
And there's an incident marshal running up Dragon Straight, so we will catch up with why that incident marshal was going for a Sunday morning jog or sprint. I think everybody has managed to emerge.
I think so. We've got a fastest lap of the race of 61.3 from Oliver Woodall. Felix Tandy. Recovery drive coming through.
Yes.
A 60.9 for Felix Tandy. We've got a cart off on the left there.
That's why the incident marshal was running.
Now then, if we've got a yellow flag there and we had a move for position under yellow flag conditions as Felix Tandy down the inside of Ollie West, it doesn't come off there as they plunge downhill towards the carousel. Tandy back up to third. We're going to let the stewards sort that one out. We don't know how that's going to culminate when the results are published. But right now, we've got Henry Hills, Ollie West, Felix Tandy ahead of Ralph Martin, who was our early leader, now back in fourth as they come through Devil's Elbow here and towards us at the compression.
You have to remember that overtaking under a waved yellow flag. All the drivers know what the flags mean. That's a given.
Even at 6 and 7 and 8 years old.
Even at 6 and 7. However, not all those drivers would have been in a situation where they've been making it a pass and there's been a yellow flag. It wouldn't surprise me if they say, okay, there's going to be a penalty. You're going to be, there's a penalty for overtaking the yellow, but they'll only do it once. Then they'll be more aware. You'll know the rule, but then it's putting the rule into action whilst you're driving, while the adrenaline's going. At this age, they'll fall foul of it once, but then they'll be more aware next time that, I know I can't do that. I know I shouldn't do it, but then, the racing driver brain will take over.
And they're all gaining experience, aren't they, at this age?
Yeah,
Felix Tandy's only in his second race weekend.
Yes.
I'm not sure about the others. Ollie West is gathering dual duty experience in every round that he does out on the C50 Coma, the petrol engine kart, and the electric kart here at the MightE Ease. Or the MightE's. I will stop saying MightE Ease. It's MightE's.
You're thinking of mighty. You're thinking of Mighty Minis. The Mighty Minis. The Mighty Mini 7 Championship. You know.
Yeah, which Nick Tandy did, I believe.
Oh, really?
I'm pretty sure he did. I might be wrong. Certainly on the short ovals was where Nick started out, whereas Felix here starting at the entry level Bambino karts. Yes, turning left and right. First three together across the top at the spoon. Almost tripping over one another there. Hills, West and Tandy, they were kind of conjoined there. They weren't actually touching bumpers, which is something you've got to get used to.
Yes.
And even at 6 and 7 years old, it comes like in second nature, and they're just settled. They're so composed, absolutely sort of together, just nestling the front bumper up against the rear bumper is commonplace in karting. But it's a bit unnerving when you're starting out and you're doing it for the first time. And even at that age, even more so.
And that's why sometimes you do see little mistakes going into corners where somebody sort of doesn't lift off, because you've got to lift. If you're the second driver pushing or touching the rear bumper of the kart in front of you, you've got to brake a fraction of a second before the driver, or else you'll push them wide. Now there's the yellow flag waving again, and it's in a good position.
Have we got another incident for the yellow flag?
We'll soon see. Yes,
we have.
There we go.
Yeah.
But again, that time, the drivers instantly learned, okay, can't do that, single file.
Yeah, and they did. They single file through spoon, down the hill towards Carousel. We're inside of the last 90 seconds of this first superheat for the MightE Bambinos. And it is Henry Hills looking very composed as Ollie West pulls alongside there, going towards the, I think that was turn 7, now into Devil's Elbow. It remains the same. The Bambinos kind of space out because they've got a choice of lines. They're so underpowered. They can choose what line they go through certain parts of this track. That's the compression there. And then here they are to complete 7 laps. We're inside the final minute, so it will be 2 more laps of racing for these karts.
And look at Oliver Woodall and Ralph Martin, 4th and 5th. There they are. They've caught the lead trio. On that last lap, they gained fastest lap of the race for Woodall, a 60.283. You can spread out, but then you can close in quite quickly if the drivers in front of you go offline or start to...
coming
spin
together there. It was we've mentioned them being through the spoon and tripping over one another, and that's exactly what happened with Ollie West and Felix Tandy. Felix Tandy there just tripping over Ollie West and thumping him up the back. Felix paying the price there, though, and went through a 180, pointing the wrong way. He will recover. But Ollie West was lucky to get away with that. And here we've got Ollie West coming back and taking that second place back from, I think that was Oliver Woodall. And then everybody, and there's Woodall coming together again. It's getting intense, isn't it?
Or is that Ralph? That's Ralph Martin, actually.
Is it Ralph Martin,
yes, Ralph Martin,
so he's ahead of Oliver.
Yeah, so there is West in second. And I think what it was as they were coming into Spoon, I think Felix Tandy looked to the inside. I was trying to make a move. West closed the door, and Felix realised, the door, that move's not on. Slammed on the brakes, and just the rear end of the kart sort of rotated. And now Ralph Martin's come through. It's Henry Hales has got a huge lead. I don't think they're going to catch Hales. They come out of Spoon down towards the carousel. Although Hales is defending when he doesn't need to. That's going to possibly cost Hales, is because West and Martin, they're still flat chat, and they're going to catch Hales. Hales is defending, thinking I've still got all these drivers behind me, and that's so these drivers are told, don't look behind you all the time. Don't look behind you all the time. Sometimes you do need to as we come into compression corner for the final time. Are they going to catch Hales?
I think there's going to be enough space for Henry Hills to take a relatively comfortable win here in the first superheat for the MightE Bambinos. Who's going to finish second, though? That's the question, as Henry punches the air to acknowledge the checkered flag. It is Ollie West that hangs on to second, Ralph Martin third, fourth was Oliver Woodall, Heath Smith fifth, sixth was Junior Wright. The recovery of Felix Tandy brought him back to seventh. Maximilian Mikalski was 8th, 9th was Eva Garrett, Jack Harper 10th, and then we will have, as we wait for them to cross the line now, Jack Harper 10th, and then we should have Etienne Gardner, Christian Dor